Alright guys, let's start programming of the ESC now. I'm going to use a 3-cell LiPo battery here. I've already gone ahead and fixed the ESC to the throttle channel of the receiver. Now rather than more seeing, this is more of hearing skills, because you will start hearing some beeps and etc. So let's try to make some sense of what these beeps are all about. This is a programmable ESC. We need to start programming it. First of all, the ESC has to be taught, or we have to teach the ESC the highs and the lows of the throttle. Basically, it is the throttle range, which is the high throttle stick, and where is the high throttle stick, and which position is the low throttle stick. So let's switch on the transmitter. Shift, or rather push the throttle stick all the way to the top. Now, for safety's sake, please be very, very careful here. For safety's sake, please pull your pull your motor away from the gear. There should not be any mesh between the gear and the pinion. Just pull it out. So we already have pushed it. The transmitter is on all the way into high throttle. So we'll program first of all what the high throttle is all about, or rather we'll teach the ESC where the high throttle is. Go ahead and plug the receiver. Plug the battery to the ESC. Yeah, you hear 2 beeps. After that, push it down. 1, 2, 3. Flat. That's good. So basically what happened was, I went ahead and I went ahead and told the ESC that I'm on a high position here. It went across and gave 2 beeps. It confirmed yes, beep, beep. Then push it all the way down. Then it went ahead and counted the number of cells here. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 cells, and afterwards there's another flat beep, beep. Now it is literally ready, so you can actually go ahead and spool if you want to. Let's go through the process again. Pull out the LiPo. Oops. Shift it all the way. Now again, listen to this very carefully. I've again shifted the throttle stick all the way up. I'm going to go ahead and, okay, by the way, the sounds are not coming from the ESC, or the beeps are not coming from the ESC. The beeps are coming out from the motor. So always when you're programming it, try to fix the motor across to the mount. And actually the sound actually amplifies from the, or resonates from the entire frame, and you'll hear the sounds. So again, let me switch on the transmitter. Push the throttle stick all the way to the top. Yes, when you're doing all this, see to it that your throttle curve is from 0 to 100. It should be a linear curve. Otherwise, you'll have some issues. There should be no P-mixes, and also your endpoints on the throttle should be 100, 100. Basically, it should be all the way, it should be narrowed down to its ideal, or to the base position or the default position. So let's go ahead, switch on the transmitter. Push it all the way to the top. Let's go ahead and hear again. You'll hear beep, beep, wait. Push it all the way down. You'll hear 3 cells, 3 beeps again, confirming the number of cells here. Beep, 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 3 cells, and it's ready. So let's try it again. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Beep, beep, push it. Beep, 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 beep. It's finished. Now you have the programming in place. Go ahead and disconnect it, or you can try it. Now let us get into a little bit complicated stuff now. With this ESC, you get a manual. Now there's a certain way to programming this ESC. Of course, it's all about listening to the song of the ESC, that's what we call as, and start moving the throttle stick, and the ESC will start programming itself. Now there are certain parameters that you can actually program the ESC on. The first one is the brake. Of course, yeah, ESC has a brake. It's like a brake in a car, but on a heli, of course, you don't want to have a brake. Second one is the battery type. The ESC should recognize whether this is a LiPo battery or a NiMH or a nickel cadmium. Third one is the cutoff mode. Cutoff mode basically is the ESC recognizes if there's any issue, like an extra charge of current, voltage, or the LiPo has almost died, or it's dying and the voltage is coming down. So there's a certain way of the cutoff, whether it will be a hard cutoff, it just stops, bang, and a soft cutoff, That means to say the power still goes on across to the motor, but it gradually comes down. For Helis, we go in for the soft cutoff. And fourth one is the cutoff threshold. Now there's a certain threshold level that the ESC recognizes. Now there's low, medium, high. If you set it on low, the ESC measures if the voltage on each cell is 2.75 volts, and it starts cutting down the throttle, or rather it stops giving voltage or the current to the stops giving power to the motor. If it is on a medium, it will stop giving power when the cell on the LiPo, or rather each cell on the LiPo, reaches about 3.15 volt. And if it is on high, it goes to 3.30 volt. That means to say, for example, if you're using across a 3-cell LiPo and I set it, for example, on medium cutoff, that means the cutoff threshold is on medium. That means to say it cuts the LiPo at 3.15 for each cell. For 3 cell, it becomes 3.15 into 3, that is literally 9.45 volt. That means to say when the cell charge comes across 9.15 volt, the ESC starts giving a signal, start cutting off the motor. I hope I didn't confuse the guys, and hope some made some sense here. And after that we have something called the start mode: normal, soft, super soft. Normal, I think most of the time used for planes. Soft and super soft is for helis. I'm going to use super soft. And the timing is basically the throttle timing, how fast you want the ESC to react across with the motor. Low, medium, high. I'm going to use medium, if not high, but I think I'll show you guys on the medium. But for me personally, I tend to use high. Now, the way to program is, now shift the throttle all the way on the top, plug in your LiPo to the ESC. Now you hear that beep beep, stay there for about 4-5 seconds, then you hear a confirmation beep 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 beep. Then what you do is, if you want to start programming, push the throttle stick down, then it will start programming, asking you for certain beeps for the brake value. Beep. No, you know what, let's get into that. I push it all the way on top, the transmitter is on. Listen to this carefully now. Beep beep, wait. Yes, it's got into programming mode. The first one is brake, 2 short tones is battery type, 3 short tones is cutoff mode, 4 short tones is cutoff threshold, long tone startup mode, long 1 short timing, 1 long 2 short is set all these things to default, 2 long tones is exit. Again it goes to the entire cycle again and again till you start moving the stick to the bottom. So let me again go through, sorry, I think let me go through it again. Oops. Throttle stick all the way on the top. Wait. Yes, programming mode. First short tone is brake, 2 short tones is battery type, 3 short tones is cutoff mode, 4 short tones is cutoff threshold, 1 long tone is startup mode, 1 long 1 short is the timing, 1 long 2 short is set all the things to default, 2 long tone is exit. You can actually push it down and exit if you want. 1, 2, 3, just count out the number of cylinders is ready again. Now let's go into programming one by one. Okay. Push all the way on the top. Start with this. Beep beep. Wait. Yes, at this point of time, 1 brake, pull it down. Now you can start listening to these beeps. 1 is off, 2 short tones is on, One is off, 2 short one is on, but I want it off. I push it on the top. It's recognized. Battery type. Get into programming. One is LiPo battery. 2 is nickel cadmium. I need actually LiPo. It's recognized. Cutoff mode. Soft cutoff. Cutoff. Soft cutoff. Cutoff. I'm going to go in for the soft cutoff. Yes. Now cutoff threshold. Low. Yep. Oh, I think I missed that. I'm sorry. Let's go through the entire cycle again. Exit. It'll go through the same process again. The first one is for brake. We just finished disabling the brake. 2, we just finished off with the LiPos. Cutoff mode. 3, program if you want to. The first one is cutoff. Teet, hard cutoff. I want to go in for the soft cutoff. Yes, it's program. Cutoff threshold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get into it. First is low. 2, 1, 2, 3 is a high cutoff. But I'm going to go for the medium. So for 2 beeps, I'll pull it back again. I've started programming. It's recognized. Long tone is startup mode. I'm going to use super soft. 1 is normal. 2 is soft. 3 is super soft. Good. I finished that. Timing. Get into programming of timing. Normal. Medium. 3 is high. I'm going to go for the medium. So when I hear 2 beeps, I'm going to push it back. 1. Yes, I've gone into, it's recognized. 1 long, 2 short. I will not get into setting defaults. 2 long, I'm going to exit the program. It's counted. 1, 2, 3. It's finished. Now, it's all set. I hope we got this. Now, this is basically the programming of the ESC. And we'll start now fixing the motor to the drive frame, to the main gear, and we'll start placing Loctite across on the motor screws.